Alright, take 3. Today, I'm gonna try a third time to make this sucker work. Hello! Welcome to another Super Secret Project sketch. This is Eric Whalen from Super Secret Project X. As you can tell, I've said this 2 times before. And today, if in fact the internet will allow me to, I will be drawing Sheila from Dungeons and Dragons. And weirdly enough, I do not know why, on Pinterest I have 2 images with over 1 million hits a piece. The others are like 10, 5, 1,000 here, there, but 2 of them are at 1 million. Oh, one of which was Diana from Dungeons and Dragons, which I cannot blame people. She is lovely. But the other lovely lady from Dungeons and Dragons is Sheila. And Sheila the Thief. And we don't have enough freckly redheads in the world, so we're drawing that today. And I'm just going to hopefully stay connected this time. There we go. Tell you what, the internet has not loved me today at all. Okay. I am going to let this one ride no matter what happens because I want to draw. I'm tired of dealing with technical BS. So, hopefully everyone out there in TV land can watch. I have 0 clue if anything is actually streaming at this point. I'm hoping it is. That little light down there says it is, so I'm going to believe it. Okay. Actually found the Japanese model sheet for her, which is actually really cute. And I like one in particular, which is this little look, which is just super cute. Except I'm going to put it off at a slightly different angle. It's funny, when I was younger, I couldn't quite figure out one of the things that made eyes really cute. I just thought it was large. Large helps. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's actually usually putting them off at like these marvelous angles, which is why I kind of just put like angle marks in when I'm trying to figure the eyes out. So that way let me. There we go. Nice. Oh, can you see me now? Hopefully we are properly running on Twitch. Why is Duncan getting to kiss innocence? Yeah, well, I always choose my characters randomly, which in this particular case we're getting some serious age difference going on. So I'm not going to comment on that. We're just going to go with the whole younger girl being infatuated with older man and not older man being infatuated with younger girl thing. Let's just go past that at this point. I hear you. I didn't realize that until I started sketching her, and then I went, oh, right. Man-at-Arms was last week. At least it wasn't like, I don't know, like Judge Frollo or something from Hunchback of Notre Dame. That, weirdly enough, might have been more appropriate, but... I love it when I get different styles that I'm not 100% used to. It forces me to adapt what I normally do. That chin is too far forward. Should be a little wider, should be a little back. Get the little O, the little O mouth. Those eyes a little bigger. It's funny when you're younger and you start drawing certain styles. Like for me, I just, and yeah, it was the 90s, so it was a while ago. Back then, anime and manga were not. I'm not going to say was impossible to see, but it was not typical at the time. And so you just draw just mammoth eyes, and I've seen that a lot when I had students too. They try to go in and just mammoth eyes, which is entirely fine. But then when you get older, you go, man, I need to tone those eyes down a little bit. Then every once in a while, you're like, man, I need to make these eyes bigger again. In this case, I think I need to add a little bit more surprise openness. Because, I mean, she's adorable, so. Hopefully the stream is still running. That would be super nice. I dig that. I like it when things work. Let's see what I want to do with this neck. Let's have her head go back a little bit. Yes, I'm not talking much today because the little lady is currently out getting stuff done. Maybe she'll be back, but I do not know if she'll be back in time for the transmission. That's why it's so quiet around here. Okay, so this week in anime. Good thing that pencil and paper aren't easily as break. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. And on top of it, we don't the bandwidth. We don't know if it's Twitch. We don't know if it's the internet. We don't know, and I think we might have just lost it again. Oh well, I'm gonna keep trying. We don't know if it's the internet. If it's the cable. It's just been giving us such a hard time. We thought we fixed it. I'm not so sure we did, or Twitch is messing with us, one of the two. Okay. That's not too bad. Oh, thank you. It's nice to have a voice hollering back. I hit these moments where I'm going like, oh, I'm drawing. I'm trying to figure out the thing, and oh, there's technical difficulties. Well, I can't do two brains at the same time. I can only do one brain at the same time. And I can't do the technical brain while drawing. So I've had a couple times where everything, just the internet exploded and blah blah blah, and I'm like, I don't care. There's other times I lost it because you get kind of tired after a while of going like, man, I just want 1 hour a week where I can live stream. I don't think that's too much to ask. Okay, this hair. All right. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. That goes as far down as about here. A little fuller. All right. Okay. Having a decent pair pay. All I want is a pair of pants. Yeah, no, I hear you. Having a decent pair of pants moment. I like that. All right. Hair-wise. It's actually funny. Years ago when I was teaching, I used to tell my students this, and the more I said it, the more I'm like, yeah, I should just keep doing it. It's a good idea, which is like not new. It's not new. Basically, it's just throwing some quick gestures down. Is instead of taking any one section and working the freaking section out, you go in and you put quick gesture lines in. Again, that's like drawing 101. But sometimes the longer you draw, sometimes you forget the basics. And it's just one of those things where I just find it's a good idea, no matter what level you're at, just to get sort of gestures down. Of where and what the hair is doing. And then you can always clean it up. And what's nice is, and I realize that at lower skill levels, sometimes your hand or even very often your hand misbehaves and the line goes down the wrong spot. But I quite often go, okay, quick move. That's why I work in 4H pencil. Quick move, boom. Does it look good? Does it look bad? If it looks bad, 4H pencil, easy to erase. If it looks good, then you just go like, and you keep moving on like like you're some kind of Da Vinci or something. Yeah. And at that point, you kind of look at it and you go, it's pretty good. I feel as if her hair needs to drop down a little further. Another quick gesture line. It's actually funny, when I was younger, I clearly grew up on the American stuff because that's, with a couple exceptions, that was mostly what was on TV. And, by the way, love it. Then I got to a point where I was getting real sick and tired of American cartoons because a lot of them kept doing the same things over and over again. Playing it safe, treating me like I was an idiot, blah, blah, blah. So I went over to the Japanese stuff, and I was like, man, this stuff is so much cuter. And it is. But it's funny, when I get into one, I draw it and I go, man, this is super adorable. And then I get into the other, I draw, I'm like, man, this is super adorable. And then I go, they're really not better than each other. Now, one isn't better than that one or worse than that. It's just like, you look at some even simple Hanna-Barbera designs, and you go, which, by the way, some of them were Japanese artists doing them. You go like, man, actually, this is a really good design. And then you go over to some of the Japanese stuff, and you're like, man, this is a really good design. And then I just kind of learned to go, man, I don't care. I just want good designs, And in case of weirdly enough, the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon, just kind of looking back on it, you go, there were so many things that, conceptually could have gone wrong with that. And there were some weird things. They obviously added like the 80s teen child character. So you had Uni in there, and I remember liking Uni when I was a little kid, and I'm kind of going like, Uni, whatever. It's kind of cute, kind of obnoxious. But then you look at the rest of the designs, and you're like, actually, that's a really good design. Even the characters that are, maybe not to everyone's liking. Was it Eric the Cavalier? Which he was perfectly obnoxious, and he looked perfectly obnoxious. Not entirely sure I'm ever going to draw him. I never quite liked him, but... I tell you what, the girls, though, are just super adorable. I mean, she's cute. Diana... I don't care what anyone says. When I was a little white kid out in the country, I loved the black characters. I did. She was... Diana, especially the voice, because the voice actress was good, too. She was super cute. And, of course, the... Sheila, the redhead. Of course, she's adorable. Oh, I almost forgot. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That perfect triangle freckle formation. The triangle freckle formation. It's actually a... I don't know, it sounds like some kind of a military maneuver, like a really silly one. Triangle freckle formation. But her triangle freckle formation. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I want to know who the character designer was for these characters, because on this character sheet, which I believe is the original character sheet for the series, most of it's in Japanese. So I'm wondering if we had American designs over here that we sent over, and then they made model sheets over there, or there was a Japanese designer. I'm not really sure. I would actually be curious to find out which one. She's going to end up looking like you asked me to... And she's sitting across from Man-at-Arms. Let's not try to dwell. You asked me to do what? Oh, that's funny. All right. I'm pretending she's 18. I actually have no clue how old she is. No idea. She looks a little younger in this. I'm pretending she's 18. Let's just go with 18. Okay. We're going to go with 18. I'm going with 18. I wouldn't have earlier, but since we've got an older dude over here, we're gonna go with 18. I'm calling it as I see it. You got that right. I'm calling it as the, I guess would be the convenient answer at this moment. I'm also wondering if I had an older woman over here, would I be saying the same thing? Is it the mustache? Is it the mustache? It might be the mustache. It is a threatening beard. That man is a threatening beard. Kind of feel, should they be popping back in over here? No, we're gonna do what I did initially. Feels good. And I want to add okay, that's what was bugging me. She doesn't have the hair butt. She needs the hair butt. Almost forgot to give her the hair butt, which is a atrocious phrase now that I say it out loud. There's no way I can clean that up. I was going to say hair booty. It's a little butt. She's got a little tush on her head. I can't save this one. It is what it is. Call it as last summer before freshman year. You are lucky my reading is working for me today. Sometimes when I'm drawing, I sort of lose the ability to quickly, easily read. I have some symbol recognition issues. I have these moments where Lashida's reading and I'm like, oh, thank God, please. Please read that, sweetie. I'm not entirely sure if I could quickly read the words on the screen. I'm not entirely sure how I got out of school, to be honest, but... Ask me what? You want me to do what? You horrible old man. I don't care what you're a man of. Or a man at. I don't care what you're a man at. You horrible old man. Alright, let me... Oh, that feels good. It's like a little Dremel tool. There's some horsepower. Alright, I'll do a little bit of video game bragging. Just a little bit. I don't get to normally do this, and not that it's a huge deal, but it felt good to me. So the game I'm playing right now is Orcs Must Die 3. It's currently out on PlayStation, blah, blah, blah. On one level, I think it's just the PlayStation Network, and I think it's just America. But anyways, on the leaderboards, I'm number 6 out of thousands of players on one level. I had the 6th highest score. I mean, it's not that huge of a deal, but to me, that I don't get to play video games much anymore, and blah, blah, blah. Feels good to know I can still kick some orc butt. Though I highly suspect a 14-year-old in Utah is going to, you know, quickly displace me in that position, but... it is what it is. I just had fun doing it. I wonder if there's many people streaming Orcs Must Die on Twitch. I mean, honestly, I haven't looked, so I don't know. Fun game, though. Alright. You want me to do what? Oh my! That's funny. Maybe this really was the best choice of facial expressions. This is funny. I like this. There's something wrong with him. Why would he do that? He's over there drawing all sorts of inappropriate things. Got one heck of a shirt, though. I love that shirt. It's beautiful. He draws horrible things, but he has a great taste in shirts. It's a little cleaner. It's beginning to bug me. I do not care for eyebrows or red or dark. I'm going with dark. Why? And I cannot explain this. Girls with dark eyebrows are cute. Cannot explain that. I have no logic behind it. I think it's just because it, well, and when it comes to cartooning, it's helpful because it puts an additional hard, readable shape on the face, which makes the expression like super easy to read. But I think that's also the same reason why I think it's cute on actual girls. It's like eyelashes and anything else that's dark on a lighter surface. It adds sort of a hard, clear something that your eye can grab a hold of. That's why I think pupils are so transfixing. Let's see. It was perfect for her role as a thief in the series. Again, why was the younger blonde and she was the redhead? I'm just glad she was the redhead. Because the little blonde, it was the Viking boy. Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, you're right. That's interesting. No, wait. To be fair, I actually was born platinum blonde. And as I got older, I then became fire red, and now I'm down to sort of this mutt red brown color. Bobby, thank you. I think honestly, it's not unheard of to have redheads and blondes in the same family, but with her, she looked great as a redhead. Period. The blonde thing, I don't honestly think would have worked. But with him, he was supposed to be like a Viking barbarian type, and so I think the blonde thing was just, they were all like, yeah, make him like Eric the Viking. I actually remembered really liking Bobby. I wish if I recall correctly, he was one of the characters I wanted to grow up as. Yes, a violent little boy with a stick that gave him mighty strength. What was the wizard's name? Presto? Is that it? It's not right. Shoot, I suck. Anyways, I also liked him. I think I was rooting for the wizard character when I was a kid because I wanted to see him actually, become better than Orko. Oh, it was... okay, good. Presto was his nickname. Thank you. Was it Preston? That's not right. But Presto, oh good, I don't feel so bad now. I have these moments where I'm like, I'd have too many characters in my head, I can't remember. Alright, so... But yeah, it's like, it's funny when you're trying to do stuff with lines. That's why I was talking about the eyebrows and the pupils earlier. Any spot that I can get on a face where I can put a powerful, strong, dark shape, eyelashes, pupil, eyebrows, and that little spot on her lips, that's what just reminded me. I want to do that because it helps your eye snap. Now, the funny thing is I'm going to stay away from the nostrils. I mean, unless I want to have a character that's non-attractive, I stay away from the nostrils on that. Because, for example, this is going to sound funny, but I just have a very simple way of looking at things. This dark spot right here under her chin, it makes your eyes snap to her chin and to her neck. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say that necks are attractive. There's a attractive feature, attractive jawline, lips, dark spot, blah, blah, blah. Nose, you want to think of the nose, but you don't necessarily want to think of the nostrils. Think of how, in my mind, how anime goes in and almost even removes the noses from characters. Well, so what I do is, because I kind of learned a lot from how the Japanese do stuff, not that I'm remotely an expert, but I have a tendency, because I like more information on the noses. I just do. Unless I'm doing something super, super, super adorable, but most of the time I want more information on my noses. But I can't quite make myself fill that darkness in on the nostrils because your eyes don't snap to the nose then, they snap right to the nostrils. And then they'll compete with the eyes and the lips and stuff, and as they're sitting right in between, it's like why I'm not filling in darkly the freckles, because your eyes will snap to the freckles and not to the eyes or the lips, or the eyebrows in this case, because I want them going to the eyebrows because there's expression there. Albert was his real name? Albert? God, that doesn't even sound familiar. It has been a long time since I've watched the show. Yeah, because I only remember Presto. I think there's a reason why I only remember Presto. Albert is terrible. Thanks, Wikipedia, for ruining this by stating age. Oh, don't tell me. Don't tell me the ages. I am uninterested. I'm gonna live in my own little delusional world and think 18, and not for perverse reasons, only because she's sitting across the makeout board with like a 55-year-old. So we're not going there. Please do not put that on the chat. I'm gonna be living in my own little world. Oh man. Well, it's nice to see that even though the internet and all that was giving me troubles earlier, it seems to be behaving itself now. As then it goes out. But what you gonna do? Lower that down a little bit. I'd be more chatty today, but it's like this really nice, calm, quiet day. Admittedly, part of it's because the wife isn't here. I'm not saying she is noisy, it's just I'm not used to it being this quiet. Okay, she's a little noisy, but that's part of her charm. But it is like... It's like there's no one in the neighborhood. It is quiet today. It's kind of nice. Yeah, those eyes are feeling pretty good. Albert, God, that name sucks. I mean, no offense to anyone named Albert out there, but it just... What a bad choice for a name for that character. Or it's really smart, like they wanted to make sure the kids went, Albert, what's that crap? His name is Presto. Yay, we'll call him Presto. Because Albert sucks. I apologize to all Alberts out there. I'm referring to only as 80s cartoon character names. But this is the perfect thinking atmosphere for things. Okay, yes. I've been meaning to rewatch Aiken, actually. Shoot, what is the name of it? Not that it is exactly in the same caliber as Aiken, because it's just not. This is weird. I have not watched any isekais. Series out of Japan. It's the genre where somebody's ripped out of their world and they fall into another and blah blah blah. Anyways, as from what I've been understanding, they've just had like about 90 of them in the past 10 years. Weirdly enough, I accidentally ran into two. I rewatched Prison School and Assassination Classroom, and I was like, man, I'm just really in the mood for anime right now. And so I just picked random titles, and I picked two of them. I actually ended up watching 2 seasons of these 2 different isekai series. I actually really ended up, weirdly enough, having fun with one of them and just laughed my butt off at the other one. Oh, shoot, I forget the name of the one, but it's where... I love this idea. A pro wrestler is ripped out of his world in the middle of a champion match, dropped into a fantasy world, and he opens up a pet shop. Exactly. And it was just, I laughed my butt off. the whole time. It is such a funny series. And the other one is, I think it's a long name. It's like how a realistic hero saved the kingdom, and its beginning is slow. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Its beginning is slow. My wife is home. She's unpacking the car right now. It is a slow beginning. But the idea of it is instead of bringing in an action hero as the main hero, they bring in a smart, pragmatic guy to become, and he becomes king of this kingdom. And instead of everyone going like, "We're gonna go kick their butts," and he'd just be like, "No, how about we don't?" And instead we lighten trade with them, and we have cultural events, so we all work together. So he has like these really like normal, real world kind of responses to how to fix problems. And it eventually actually gets into warfare and stuff, where there's actually an action-packed war scenario at the end. But it's not about him being like a huge action hero. It's about him making responsible choices and realistic decisions. And he's quoting oh, what's his name? Wrote The Prince. Starts with an M. Anyways, major political philosopher that believed in like really realistic yet cutthroat methodologies. My brain keeps saying macadamia, but I know that's not even close to it because that's a nut. But yeah, no, I actually weirdly enough ended up watching all of that one, and at the beginning I'm like, it's okay, and then as it went on and on, it got better and better, and both of which had lots of boobs and cute chicks, which, you know, being approaching 45, that's good for my heart. So, what are you gonna do? Hey, try to keep you entertained with some laughter. Excel Saga. God, man, I haven't seen Excel Saga in so long. Trying to remember the name of the pro wrestling one. That's the one I actually really, really enjoyed because I was laughing a lot. The other one was actually just fun because it was different, but the pro wrestling one is funny because basically he's a huge fan of pets, and he's just insanely good at being a wrestler, but he loves pets more. And so he gets into a world where half the population are like animal people. And he keeps wanting to pet everything and everyone. And one of the funniest moments is there's this wolf guy that he basically keeps sexually molesting. And this poor wolf has like PTSD around him, and it just everything about it's inappropriate and funny. And I actually watched the dub. I don't normally do that, but the dub was really funny. It was legitimately very funny. I ended up very much enjoying it. Plus, it's actually kind of fun watching like a pro wrestling series. And I'm not a huge pro wrestling fan, but I don't see many. And I just thought that was, you know, kind of a fun sort of different thing that I don't normally see. And it was hilarious too because everyone in the whole series would be like, "Hey, some kind of hunter or fighter." He's like, "I'm a pro wrestler," and they're like, "You're a pro what?" And he like Frankensteiners them or something. I mean, Kick Heart was interesting. I don't think I've heard of that one. Right. Kick Heart. For some reason, that also sounds familiar. I'm not sure why, but I don't think I've seen it. I did, however, learn that Prison School has an OVA, which I haven't seen, so I'm looking forward to watching that. I love Prison School. It is so dirty and clever and smartly put together. Smilthy. It's smilthy. It's very smilthy. It's very smart filthy. Oh, watch it. Oh my god, Prison School is absolutely one of the best things I've seen in years. Don't watch it with your grandma. Hey, sweetie. I'm drawing Sheila from Dungeons and Dragons. Yes, Sheila from Dungeons and Dragons. I'm not even sure what she said. Yes, because that's what it does, honey. There we go. Yeah, that's not too bad. I think there's some shadows, though. I think I've only made it worse, right? You asking me to do what? That's so funny. Oh my. So how's the trip, sweetie?
It was nice.
Good.
I'm just very, very tired.
I hear you. The internet has been entertaining today, to say the least. So, but so far, I think we actually have one uninterrupted video. So,
Yeah.
hooray! All right. Okay. Dang it, Wikipedia. Thinking about how many times Diana had to. Yeah. In her. When is bare swimsuit, bare fur swimsuits, like, not awesome / absolutely always ridiculous? Like, they're always ridiculous, but they're also always awesome. Like, you never would want one. You just always stink, especially if it rained, you know, and it's just... And they gave Diana that, like, total bare fur bikini thing, and it looks awesome, but makes no sense. Okay. All right. So, because I'm trying to build up stuff, we're going to do a quick, and I mean quick, public service announcement, I guess? I don't know. All right. Do you want a schedule of upcoming episodes and links to missed episodes sent to your email? Then go to supersecretprojectx.com/ericart and sign up for my newsletter at the bottom of the page. Boom, and I am back. All right. Now comes the moment that we've either all been looking forward to or shaking our heads slowly at. As is tradition, whenever I have two characters facing each other that will be sealed together in some form of, I am assuming, maybe not so legal kiss in this particular case. Okay, we got that over with quickly, like ripping a Band-Aid off of a horrible man-at-arms shaped wound. Anywho, everyone have yourself a good week. We will be back next week. I was almost going to say same Eric time, same Eric channel, but it sounded dumb even before it came out of my mouth, so apparently I still did it anyway. So I got my box to work that time. That's always nice. I like when my box works. Anywho.